friends. I'm Karen, and this is the Family Food for Moms podcast. We're talking about inspiration for family cooking and dining. It's been quite a week or two around here. We've all been struggling with the latest COVID variant. There were no podcast episodes last week because most of us didn't have a voice. It's this crazy weird one where we all lost our voices, and croakiness at random times of the day unexpectedly was one of the symptoms. There were many more, but thankfully we're mostly on the mend. Excuse me if I cough now and then. Today I want to mention some tips about good nutrition and perhaps myths or part myths where there's perhaps not the right emphasis on things that I believe are important. So here we go, 10 myths and tips about nutrition. While I've been sick, I've really realized again how I don't eat enough fruit. And we're always told we've got to eat more protein or eat all these other things, but we're not often told we need enough fiber. And I really believe natural fiber fruit is the best way. And there's so many other good benefits of fruit. So here's our first myth, that fruit is too high in sugar. Some people say all sugar is equal or the calories are the same or whatever. But I really believe and have seen in my own life that fruit is good, and too much refined sugar is bad. So really separating fruit from other forms of sugar is a good idea, and having fruit every day, especially the vitamin C type fruits when you're sick, but any kind of fruit that you feel like is excellent for your health. It really helps me in so many ways. It helps my skin, it helps me feel good, it helps me have energy, it helps with consistency in the bathroom, it helps with feeling good in general, just eating the right fruits. So dairy, and some people say just eat dairy, the rest are also too high in sugar. I don't believe that either. I believe that you need all kinds of fruit. God made them. They're in the form that they were created in. The way God made them is the way we eat them. We don't have to cook them. So they're raw, natural, whole, and really good for us. So there's lots of fiber. There's good water and minerals. There's micronutrients. And that helps to regulate how the sugar is absorbed from fruit. So that really outweighs anything that might be a negative from fruit. Of course, one problem is the pesticides. If you buy fresh peaches or something that isn't organic, apples, they often have a lot of pesticides on them. So sometimes we just have to do our best and trust the Lord for the rest. So buy what you can organic, what you can't, maybe buy from farmers markets, and then try to wash them well using some kind of fruit wash or bicarb, soaking them in a solution of bicarbonate soda and water, and then enjoy them. So obviously berries are very good. You get blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, etc. And then citrus fruit, so oranges. I love grapefruits. Sometimes I just feel like a grapefruit in place of a meal, and that's fine. And then any other kind of citrus. And I think that the whole fruit is much better than the fruit juice. That strips away the fiber. The fiber balances out the sugar. So that's obviously much better to have the whole fruit for steady blood sugar. And then if you're worried, you can even add protein like some nuts, some almond butter, or some yogurt, Greek yogurt, to your fruit. Myth number 2, carbohydrates are bad for you. And you need to minimize your carbohydrates. Sometimes people say you need a low carb diet or high protein diet. And there have been times in the past where I've believed that, but I've really come to believe lately that balance is the way God intended us to eat. We need carbohydrates, we need protein, we need healthy fats, we need fiber. And the issue isn't the carbs themselves, but perhaps the context we eat them in and what type of carbs. Like we don't want to eat white bread, pastries, or sugary cereals, except occasionally. Those will definitely spike blood sugar and lead to cravings. So then on the other side, you get the complex carbs and the healthy carbs, the fruit, the things like quinoa, oats, or sweet potatoes, any kind of good vegetables. So carbohydrates are really good for you, really necessary, and really helpful to your hormones, the production of hormones, energy for your body. And I believe as a female, they're even more important. There's so many processes in our bodies that need those nourishing carbohydrates. You could start by adding some fruit before each meal, or you could have a good salad on the side, something that will bring the carbohydrates in a balanced way. Myth number 3, that all fats are bad for you. Obviously, we want to stay away from seed oils, but saturated fats have got the bad knock over the years. And the real issue is not the saturated fats, but it is the trans fats and perhaps excessive omega 6 oils. So, the best kind of fats for you to have are olive oil, perhaps some nuts and seeds, and oily fish like salmon, sardines, and then coconut oil, tallow, butter. Those are all very good for us. Have them with whatever you're eating, have them in moderation, and have them perhaps with the least amount of hormones in them. For example, butter from organic milk is better, organic cream is better. But don't fear the fats. Your body needs them, your hormones need them. They help cholesterol to be transported through your body to your brain where it's needed. So don't be afraid of good fats. They also keep you full and satisfied from meal to meal. Myth number 4, sugar-free means healthy. This is so not true. Most sugar-free foods will contain artificial sweeteners or highly processed ingredients, and they're definitely not the best alternative. I would rather have raw honey or some good genuine maple syrup instead of any of the sugar-free substitutes. Even some minimally processed cane sugar can be better than those. So you want to also use natural sweetness from whole foods like dates or other fruits, like a dessert made with pears, added a bit of honey on there. So read your ingredient labels carefully and avoid products with long lists of chemical sweeteners or other strange sugar substitutes. The best thing is the real natural sugar that God made and the way it was made. Number 5, myth number 5, detox diets cleanse your body and are necessary. I believe that your liver and kidneys and your digestive system are already busy detoxifying your body naturally every day. So a detox diet can do more harm than good, especially to your hormones, especially for an extended amount of time. And you really need to focus rather on movement, help your lymphatic system to flow, your blood flow with exercise, focus on hydration, good fiber, plenty of fruits that have antioxidants, drinking your water, etc. That's far more beneficial than a detox diet. Number 6, myth number 6, eating after 7 p.m. is bad for you or can cause weight gain. This is not necessarily true. I think that you can wisely eat in the evening if you feel you need to, especially if you find yourself waking at 2 or 3 a.m., meaning your liver is running out of glycogen. Then it would be better to eat a good snack in the evening. A piece of fruit, some Greek yogurt with fruit, some hummus with vegetables, a few nuts, or whatever you feel works. I even like to have a glass of raw milk sometimes in the evening when I feel like it. And if you train your body, then you can kind of listen to your body and decide what it needs in the evening and not worry too much about all the don'ts that we get told. Definitely helps me also to have some cheese in the evening. Maybe it's high in K2 and it's satiating, but there's something about cheese that really helps our bodies in the night. If you can't get back to sleep, try a piece of cheese. Not the highly processed cheese, but aged cheddar, something that's well made and good cheese. Myth number 7, healthy eating means giving up your favorite foods. This is definitely not a good route to go. If you give up all your favorite foods, it's very hard. Some people can do it. I'm not one of them. And a very restrictive diet often backfires, and then you end up eating worse things than you would have if you just added a few other foods that you enjoy. So you can do the 80-20 approach where you eat whole foods 80% of the time and then allow yourself treats, or eating out at a restaurant on a weekend or an evening and then savoring them without guilt. And what also helps is to eat slowly, to chew well, perhaps have some digestive enzymes with your meal and enjoy them without feeling guilty. And that'll prevent your body from rejecting the food or not digesting properly. It also hopefully prevents binging, etc. And enjoy the things that you really enjoy. And as your body gets healthier, you'll probably crave healthier foods. But as soon as there's a huge amount of restriction, it's very hard to eat enough, to get the right nutrients, and to feel satisfied. Myth number 8, you need to focus on enough protein. This has been a huge push in the health industry in the last few years. And I think it is good to be aware that you need good protein. But it also depends on your time of life. You probably need less in menopause, more when you're a young man going to the gym every day. And perhaps when you're pregnant, you need a different amount of each nutrient. But also, it's good to be aware of all the nutrients, not just protein. You need enough fiber, as I said earlier. You need good carbohydrates to help your body, especially as a female. You need the good fats, etc. So it's very important to not get hung up on just protein. You can end up having too much protein or the wrong type of protein. Also, you don't always need the meat. You can use beans or lentils. You can use grains. You could use nuts, although it's unhealthy to use a huge amount of almond butter or almond milk in a way that you would never eat if it was in the form of nuts. So just be balanced. Make sure that you have a whole lot of the different good proteins and all the other nutrients. Even a lot of fruit can be high in protein. If you're eating fruit, it's got all the amino acids. It's like a complete protein in the fruit. So don't get hung up on having protein, but be balanced and find all the nutrients that you need. Myth number 9, juice cleansers are healthy and help you lose weight. I also used to be a fan of this one, and I'm no longer a fan. I think that perhaps a little vegetable juice, maybe some juiced celery and carrot juice, can be beneficial now and then. I think a juice cleanse is depriving your body of nutrients for too long, especially of protein, and also making your blood sugar rise with the concentrated juice. I think it's better in the end to just eat fruit. If you feel like a break, your body wants to heal a bit, then just eat fruit for a day or two and see how you feel. Some peaches, some apples, some citrus, some berries, and somehow that gives your digestion a break, your body a break. Then, myth number 10, dairy is bad for you. So many people seem to be intolerant of dairy and struggle with it. But I think that it shouldn't be a generalization, all dairy is bad for you. I think that store-bought milk is bad for you. It's better to have raw milk. But if you struggle with dairy, butter is very good because it's mainly the fat. Cheese is very good because people are a lot less affected by cheese, especially aged cheese. See what good quality European cheese you can find. I prefer animal rennet than the genetically modified vegetable rennet. And you can find some really good Emmentaler or a Gouda. See what you enjoy. And then again, yogurt, especially Greek yogurt, is high in good probiotics. So natural yogurt, it's going to affect you less. So see if you can find dairy that you can tolerate. And if you enjoy dairy, enjoy that fact. Dairy is so delicious. It's one of my favorite things. Great way to get protein without meat sometimes if you feel like meat is a bit heavy. So enjoy your dairy. It's good for you. Raw dairy is the best. From cows where they're naturally kept on a farm, not in feedlots. The best quality dairy you can find, but enjoy it. And then a quick bonus tip, salt. The myth is that salt is bad for you. You do need salt. Your body needs salt. Try to stay away from refined salt or salt where they've added iodine. It's better to have natural salt, Himalayan, Celtic, whatever you like, sea salt. but try to get the natural form that hasn't been refined. And just listen to your body again. Don't overdo it, but use it as you enjoy and as you need. It's got great minerals for your body to enjoy and absorb. So don't be afraid of salt. Thank you for listening. My voice lasted. Sorry about the croakiness now and then. But I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you on Wednesday.